thoughts breathed, marked by fire they couldn't see. I carry storms beneath my skin, a hush before I do them in. My name was woven with smoking thread, whispers crowned me long after they fled. I rose from ruins they buried deep, now I speak the secrets they couldn't keep. I'm not legend, I'm the proof. I wear the sky like battle truth. Made of shadow, flame and bone, I stand where myths were overthrown. I walk like thunder, don't need a crowd. My name was forged when the world burned down. I don't ask fate, I bend it to will. A reckoning wrapped in something still. They call me myth, but I'll breathe real. A storm they sense before they kneel. I rise like night before the dawn. Unwritten law, eternal song. I walk through myths they tried to drown, but I bloom in silence, thorn and crown. My shadow bends the iron will. They chant my name and tremble still. I was the omen they wrote in red, the sun they swore had long been dead. Now I'm the sky that will not break, the breath before the world awakes. I'm not legend, I'm the proof. I wear the sky like battle truth. Made of shadow, flame and bone, I stand where myths were overthrown. I walk like thunder, don't need a crown. My name was forged when the wall went down. I don't ask fate, I bend it to will. A reckoning wrapped in something still. They call me myth, but I breathe real. The storm they sense before they kneel. I rise like night before the dawn. Unwritten law, eternal song. I walk through myths they tried to drown, but I bloom in silence, thorn and crown. My shadow bends the iron will. They chant my name and tremble still. I was the omen they wrote in red, the sun they swore had long been dead. Now I'm the sky that will not break, the breath before the world awakes. I walk through myth, ash to flame and flame to flight. Name me shadow, crown me night. Blood remembers, stars align. I speak the oath and cross the line. Bone to dust and dust to throne. I rise in voice, I rise alone. Mark this vow in sky and scar. I am the myth they feared you are. No more fire to light, I became the flame. No more name to claim, I became the name. Wind at my back, I shut my feet. Every silence I shatter now sings to me. I walk like thunder and I never look back.
Okay, I trust y'all can hear me this time. I don't know what the hell was up, uh, StreamYard's butt, but it wouldn't work for me. I tried and tried, so that's why I pushed it back and switched over to Restream, which to me is a little bit easier to use. But anyways, I trust everybody's having a good Saturday evening. Chicken Snake, Sean, it's been a long time. I hope you and the missus are well. Um, I'm hoping those that were on the stream or in the chat when I tried a half hour ago do come back because already had some questions about what the NIL deal is as far as NCAA is concerned. It's something that when it first come along a couple years back, I thought, this would be a good thing. These student athletes can make a little money on the side to maybe help pay for their tuition and whatnot for those that don't get the scholarships. And here lately, it has literally turned these or some of these student athletes in basically the literal free agents. Loyalty to a school or to a team is like thrown out the door. Hey, gas mask. Thanks for coming in. Sorry about the technical issues. That's why I switched over to Restream. I don't know why StreamYard wouldn't cooperate tonight, but it is what it is. But now if you take the NIL came along to get, like I said, give these athletes a chance to make a little money by doing commercials, promotions, meet and greets, that sort of thing. And now you've got multi-million dollar NILs, and not all the schools in the NCAA can benefit from this. And it's really making the playing field lopsided where the schools with the big endowments can woo and entice a player that they want away from a lesser school. And a case in point, University of Texas Tech, the Texas Tech Red Raiders softball team. They were able, not this last season, well, yeah, for this last past season that ended back in June, were able to woo the starting pitcher. Her name is Nigeri Kennedy, phenomenal pitcher, away from Stanford. Wooed her away from an Ivy League school for $1 million. She said she did it to help her family, which I don't doubt. But they renewed that NIL for her senior season. She played her first 2 seasons at Stanford, had 2 Women's College World Series appearances. Like I said, a very phenomenal pitcher, and, my beloved Sooners beat her just barely. That's how good that this pitcher is. And at the end of the season is usually when the transfer portal opens up for these young ladies. All of a sudden, there's, like, 4 or 5 hitting the transfer portal, some of them saying, "Do not," with the words, "Do not contact." "Hey, A-Dub, welcome in, hun." Because they already knew where they was going, which has led to speculation that some of these players were contacted before they entered the portal, which is a big no-no to the NCAA, but nothing substantial could be proven. The head coach of Texas Tech Raiders softball is a Southern Illinois native. His name is Jerry Glasgow. His daughter was one of the best players in the country. Was a standout star at University of Oregon. Sadly, she passed away a few years ago. I believe it was to a car crash. And the last I had heard of Glasgow, um, he was the head coach in the NPF, which was or is the now defunct National Pro Fast Pitch Softball League. He was the head coach for the USSSA Pride, and I had an opportunity to see him and his tribe in person in Marion, Illinois, a few years back, and the game didn't disappoint. It was a nail biter, went into extras, and the Pride did lose, but they put up one hell of a fight. And after that, I had lost track of him, and then here, all of a sudden, this past season of softball, they kept saying the name Glasgow and Texas Tech. I'm like, "That name's familiar," so I pulled it up on Google, and I was shocked. I didn't know that he went into, coach at the collegiate level. I mean, he's a good coach. I mean, not a good coach, he's a great coach. And the fact that he was able to, with the help of whatever endowment or consortium for the NIL that Texas Tech has, was able to pull Kennedy away from Stanford. Um, for the past 3 seasons now, this young lady has led whatever team that she's pitching for to the Women's College World Series, so she's 3 for 3 on appearances. This season, they made it to the finals against, University of Texas, ultimately losing to, crybaby Mike White, but that's a story for another time. Um, but the transfer portal opened up. They poached some players from some pretty damn good players, including one from a local Southern Illinois college, which was surprising to me. But I also had the feeling that this young lady was holding back on what she could do. And I guess we'll find out this season. But a lot of people in the softball world are saying that if Texas Tech wins the Women's College World Series next June, that they didn't earn it, that they bought it. So this next season, which starts in January, can't wait, counting the days down, uh, should prove to be a rather interesting one, and I'm sure Texas Tech Raiders and Jerry Glasgow will both be on everyone's lips the whole season. That's probably a lot of all that we're going to hear about. So, let's see. Aw, gas mask, I love you for that. Thank you. Um, oop, bumped something there. There it is. Gas mask, since you and Adub are new to my channel, I was when I first started streaming a few months back, my intentions was to cover, uh, I told you guys last night about my, family racing dynasty of sorts. Never really won anything but one championship, but, um, racing's been in my family's blood since my dad was, like, 10 or 11 years old, and my dad is 74, so over 60 years, pretty much his entire life. Me and my brother grew up with it, and both of my kids grew up with it, so it's a family affair of sorts, and I got railroaded by somebody who I no longer speak to, who pretty much no longer shows her face around unless she's on a alt account, which I wouldn't doubt that, and drug directly into the drama sphere, which is not where I wanted to be. So when I had to take the summer off for my injuries that I sustained back in July, I sat and thought long and hard and decided I was going to scrub everything, not any of my videos, they can stay there, you know, because that's what's gotten me a few subs and some watch hours, so I'm not gonna, like, throw that away and start it over and do things the way that I wanted to from the get-go. This topic tonight is one that this is probably well, it is the heaviest subject that I've done to date. Um, I know it seems weak to most, and it probably is. I don't doubt your feelings on that, but I have to start somewhere, so I'm just going to stick with the things I love, which is besides my kids and my beautiful little dog, um, what my family's dynasties, I should say. Um, I was a both me and my brother were second generation, volunteer firefighters. I took it a step further and was a second generation EMT as well, following not only in my dad's footsteps, but in his sister's as well. And for a short time there, we thought we was gonna have a 3rd generation, and then my youngest son decided he didn't wanna do it anymore, so, you know, 2 generations fighting fires since, oh gosh, the early '70s. So, for 50, almost 60 years, which, is a good thing too. Anyways, got off topic there for a minute. I do have, some articles I wanna pull up, but before I do that, um, trying to figure out how to, oh, there it is. If either one of you would like to come up, um, dropping the link in the chat, and it will be pinned. There we go. So, I hope somebody will come up. Yeah, last week was kinda hard for me. Only had, like, 3 people in the chat, but, like, 5 or 6 watching from the shadows. But that's nothing new. Bush camping on the YouTube streets seems to be a popular pastime. Anyways, let me before I start pulling up links to different articles that I found, I decided since we are in the world or in the generation of AI this, AI that, that I went and asked AI if the NIL was making collegiate sports unbalanced, and I was shocked. AI agreed with me, and this is what, uh, AI had to say. Yes, NIL, which is name, image, and likeness, is making collegiate sports unbalanced by creating significant disparities in earning potential, leading to team tensions and increased athlete transfers for financial reasons. It has also concentrated wealth and talent in certain programs, especially in non-revenue sports where lucrative NIL deals are less common, but funding can disproportionately benefit a few teams. This has exacerbated existing competitive imbalances and led to a free agent mentality where loyalty to a team is reduced. And that's something that I uh, said just a few minutes ago. Um, it went goes on and on. I'm looking here. I agree that it has can have a good impact on non-revenue sports, but since I don't watch a sport that doesn't have a professional league or 2 or 3, I really don't have much to say on that side of it, but I was shocked that, uh, AI agreed with me on it, and that kinda oh, let's see what we got here. Aha. First thing I went for when doing my research for tonight was I wanted to see what the top 20, uh, college athletes were. So, let's see here. I'm going to pull myself down. I won't pull myself down because it mutes my audio. What is going on in the world? Anyways. Oh, I shared the wrong one. Excuse me. I haven't used Restream in a while, so here we go. Top 20 college athletes with the highest NIL value. And this was written just a few weeks ago. Of course, we don't want to pop up. Screw that. Of course, you got Arch Manning at the top. Knew that was going to happen. His value, 5.5 million, but the actual deal, I think, is a little bit less than that. I have other links pulled up, so I'll look into that later. Number 2, Carson Beck, University of Miami. I don't know if that's Miami, Florida or Miami, Ohio. It does not say. I mean, look, he's not far off of Manning, and I've never heard of the guy. A lot of these players I have never heard of or never even heard their name. Jeremiah, 4.2 million, Ohio State. I mean, the list goes on. You got your first basketball player at BYU, which is, I want to say, that's Brigham Young. No. Yeah, that's Brigham Young. Football. Garrett Nussmeier, $4 million. Redshirt senior at LSU. Lenoris Sellers, 3.7. University of South Carolina Gamecocks, 3.2 million. Joss Mateer, I hope I said that right, Washington State. Bryce Underwood, now that's a name I've heard. 3 million. University of Michigan. Darian Mensah, 2.9 million. Duke City. Josh Hoover, 2.9 million. TCU. Another basketball player, Texas Tech Raiders, 2.8 million. And yet this Drew Alar, 2.8, Penn State. Taylon Green, now I've heard this name because, well, this past school year, Texas and Oklahoma famously made the transfer from the Big 12 to the SEC, which I thought they could have done, but, is what it is. University of Oklahoma softball won the SEC title, and then University of Texas won the Women's College World Series, so it was a win-win for the two to the group. Ryan Williams, 2.8, Alabama. Caleb Downs, 2.4, Ohio State. Ray Ola, 2.4 mil, Nebraska. Cade Klubnik, 2.3 mil, Clemson. Another basketball player, Yaxel Lindenberg, 2.3, Michigan. CJ Bailey, 2.2, North Carolina State. Boogie Fland, University of, he must have traded from Arkansas, because that's Razorbacks jersey, to Florida. And I think that was number 20. And if you notice something, the top 20 NIL deals in the country, all men, every single one of them, like what, 3 basketball players and the rest are football? So I decided to dig a little deeper. And fair is fair. article written by the same young man, Nick Cottingham. Top 20 female college athletes with the highest NIL valuations. Young lady right here is Najee candidate before her transfer. So this article was written during the most recent season. Flaj Johnson, I think this young lady should be making or should have a hell of a lot higher valuation than 1.5 million. She is a very, very talented basketball player and aspiring rapper who can hold her own. I've seen and heard her rap. She does pretty damn good if you ask me. She was college roommates with the drama darling of the NBA, Angel Reese. But I was shocked to see her at the top. Not that she doesn't deserve it, it just was surprising to me. Basketball player at LSU, 1.5 mil at oh, she's a senior in high school this year and she'll be playing her freshman season at University of Oklahoma. Kai Trump, I wonder who that who her family is. High school player, committed to Miami. Najee candidate right here. Even though it says she was at the time of this article, she was a junior. She is now a senior, so technically her NIL valuation should change to 2 mil. Not her, this young lady. 889,000. 152,000. It's mainly basketball for the girls. There's 779, 739 Juju Watkins. I have heard of her. Player 681, and she's still in high school. Gymnast 651,000. Southern Connecticut State University. That's a school I've never heard of. Jada Williams, 550. Jade Carey, everybody knows her. She is an Olympic gymnast. It's Oregon State. Her value should be a lot higher than that. She's, been an Olympian for crying out loud. Come on. Hey, Dot. She is? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I figured she was tied into, yeah, tied into him somehow. But to go on, Donna Prince, 300. Shalomi Sanders, basketball, Texas A&M, 209,000. Deja Kelly, 262K. Grace McCallum, another gymnast, 164,000. These numbers of like the top 3 pale in comparison to their male counterparts. A track and field. Ooh. If it's undisclosed, then why is she on the list? So I'm guessing we got undisclosed. We got basketball player, a volleyball player, and track and field player with undisclosed. It's interesting to see that yeah, there is more diversity in women's sports, but a few years back there was a softball player that in her freshman season dang near broke the single season record for home runs for NCAA softball. Uh, and they were touting her to be the next record holder to surpass a young lady by the name of Lauren Chamberlain, also played for University of Oklahoma at one time. And she had a phenomenal freshman campaign. I think she suffered some burnout in her sophomore year, but she still managed to club quite a few. Then her senior, or was it, she was that the season had already started when they started canceling everything for COVID. So the NCAA across all sports, across all three divisions, Division One and Division Three, gave any athlete that was whose season was impacted by COVID an extra year of eligibility. Like, okay, so we're gonna have her for one more full season after she graduated. That year, you know, uh, I think 2021. Not only did she set the single season record for home runs across all three divisions of NCAA softball, she set the NCAA record for baseball and softball with of home runs with 132, I believe it was. I didn't look it up. I just um remem- remembering things and yeah, which was I think they said like 10, 15 more than the top male player. So like she has she is the home run queen of the NCAA. Do I think that'll be that record be broke in my lifetime? Possibly, since it seems like very few players for any sport are pulled directly from their high school. It's all based on their travel ball experience, which is, for lack of better words, uh, sport for people of means. Someone like me growing up wouldn't have been able to play travel ball because we wouldn't have been able to afford it. Well, well, well. If it isn't Clucifer himself. Welcome in, Clue. I'm surprised to see you here, my friend. But yeah, I can go on and on and on just on softball alone because I played the sport growing up. Played, I guess you would call it rec ball now, every summer. Last summer that I played, we played 6 games the whole season. And then I don't know why our coach did it. He decided to, we was gonna take a shot, at least at a district title. Out of our 6 games we played that summer, we won 3, and that weren't by much. I was the oldest player on the team, and our youngest player was 3 years younger than me. Didn't have enough for a team, so we had to pull a player up from the next age bracket down. But she was a damn good player too. We went on a literal tear from starting with district all the way to nationals. Didn't lose, and we had a couple run rules in those 6 games of the postseason. I like it better than Clue Who since the girls have decided to call you that, even though I'm the one that started calling you Clue Who. Clucifer is better. But Yeah, so I grew up playing softball. My brother grew up playing, uh, baseball. We had both played rec ball. We both played school ball. Um, and that was the extent of it. I did play a semester of college, but ultimately had to, uh I couldn't enroll for the next semester. We just couldn't afford it. But that's neither here nor there. That's over 30 years ago. But, um, yeah, if you all you have to do is Google. Oh, I seen this and thought it was interesting. I didn't read it, but I thought we could look at it together. Uh, Clue, you'll, like this one. I pull it up. Uh, Softball was my life. I was getting scouted by, uh, a couple Division III schools, but, ultimately with, learning difficulties, I guess they call it learning disability or learning disabled or whatever they call it now, my grades weren't good enough, so, like I said, that's in the past, but, if y'all been around these YouTube streets long enough, I know you've heard of the, NPC awards, but what about the NIL awards? There's Flau'jae Johnson right there. Uh, Merch Moment of the Year, Dairy Queen. Okay. Oh, America was begging for an NCAA tournament buzzer beater, and Maryland's Derek Queen delivered it with a stunning step back against Colorado State. He said, "I'm from Baltimore. That's why." So they put it on a shirt. NIL Director of the Year, Ben Chase. Don't have a clue who he is. Uh, no, that's commendable. Philan- Philanthropy Award. Licensee Director. Eh. Ah, he made a shirt for each week for different events of linemen. I like that. Best school activation of the year. Louisville NIL blanks program in venue launch at KFC uh Yum Center. Aw. They let their fans customize merch for their favorite athletes. That's cool. Top earning Olympic male athlete, uh baseball. It says Arkansas baseball. Uh, Female was, Lexi Rodriguez. Top scoring female athlete, UConn basketball. Uh, Duke's men basketball. School partner of the year, UConn. I'm just looking at finalists. Uh, e yeah, okay, so that link was a bust, I'm sorry. I thought it would be so cool, but nah, wasn't. Um, Chat's pinned or the link's pinned top of the chat. If anybody would like to come up, I would most greatly appreciate it. Um, oh, this one looks good. The challenges college athletes face in the new era of the NIL. Oh, I'm thankful that, uh, Mother Nature cooperated and didn't ruin my plans for the evening. Let's see here. Here we go. The NCAA's adoption of name, image, and likeness policies has transformed college athletics, allowing student athletes to profit from endorsements, sponsorships, and personal brands. While this change provides financial opportunities that were previously unavailable, it also introduces new challenges that athletes must navigate, from financial literacy to fair compensation. Tell me how it's fair compensation between the men and the women. Uh, College athletes now face an entirely new playing field beyond their sport. Um, I don't know when this article was written. It didn't say, but it looked interesting. One of the biggest challenges is balancing academics, athletics, and business responsibilities. College athletes already dedicate significant time to training, games, and coursework, and now they also have to manage contracts, marketing, financial planning. Without the right guidance, athletes risk being overwhelmed, which can negatively impact their performance on and off the field. Another concern is the uneven distribution of NIL opportunities. While star athletes in high profile sports like football and basketball can land lucrative deals, athletes in smaller sports or less competitive markets might struggle to secure endorsements. This raises concern about fairness and the potential for widening the gap between top tier and lesser known programs. Basically, you got, as far as the different conferences, SEC. There's no doubt about it. I don't have to look that up. Everybody can just knows. And it goes on to say, a lot of these young athletes lack financial education or legal knowledge, which can leave them vulnerable to being exploited. I've not heard of anyone being exploited yet, but, I'll have to look into that later. That looks, that sounds interesting. Um, I mean, you can see there this article is wanting the, NCAA and the respective universities to take steps to, uh, provide, financial literacy programs to these athletes to help them make informed decisions about their new income. But it has allowed these students to take control of their personal brands, and setting them up for future success. I know of several who are now on, Team USA softball. Softball is coming back to the Olympics in, is it 28? And for the first time in the modern era of the Olympics, there's 2 sports that will not be played in Los Angeles, one of them being softball. The games the Olympic Games for softball will be played in Oklahoma City at, Devon Park, which used to be called USA Hall of Fame Stadium. They've got 3 diamonds and have the capacity to put in, uh, temporary bleachers to expand their seating and their revenue. So, I'm waiting for that. And the, head coach named for the leading up to the 2028 Olympics is none other than the, queen herself, Patty Gasso, University of Oklahoma. I'm a massive University of Oklahoma softball fan, have been for, oh my gosh, I wanna say about 9, 10 years now. Started out watching Uh, I was flipping through I was channel surfing and come across this softball game between University of Michigan, University of, Minnesota. Like, okay, softball is gonna be good to watch. I watched the University of Michigan for 4 years. This one player, her name is, Sierra Romero, very talented player, nominated for numerous awards over her 4 years. Her senior year, the announcers kept talking about her kid sister, who was a freshman at University of Oklahoma. So I flipped back and forth between both teams. And the run through the postseason found both Michigan and Oklahoma in Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series, or in the NCAA tournament for basketball, you'd call it the Final Eight, but or the Elite Eight, whatever they call it. And the matchup that everybody was hoping for happened. You had Oklahoma versus Michigan, sister versus sister, and their mom sitting in the stands wearing. She bought a shirt from each school, cut them in half, sewed them together, so she wore a split shirt supporting both her girls. The whole family, um, very athletically gifted. Their younger brother was drafted into the MLB, and I think they have a younger sister yet that's pretty talented too. Um, but yeah, after Sydney Romero graduated from University of Oklahoma in 2018, I've been with Oklahoma ever since. Their play-by-play announcer grew up in the same area code that I grew up in, about an hour north of where I grew up. And one of his sometimes co-hosts also from the same area code. I thought it was really neat because that way she didn't have to openly choose her oldest daughter or her middle daughter. That way she could equally support them. And it really was. They even did a, presentation about it on ESPN. It was a really sweet thing. But I keep going off track here. I am sorry. Been a long week. Uh, I could go on and on about NIL deals, but once I started doing my research and I seen how uneven the paying field it was. Like, the top 20 on guys still had, like, what, 2.3 million, and only the top 3 for females had $1 million. From 1 million up to, what, 1.5. That's not fair, especially to women, because that's a whole other rabbit hole I'm not gonna go down. Uh, Clue Studios there, he he can tell you from experience. Once I start going down a rabbit hole, I don't look back. Um, I could go more in depth on this, and I probably will at a later time. I wanna see how the upcoming season plays out, starting with all the tournaments in January through some of them play up to the beginning of March before they start conference play. Um, Postseason starts in May. You know, 1 week for your, uh, regionals, the next week, your super regionals, and whoever makes it out of their respective super regionals makes it to Oklahoma City to play on the biggest stage in the sport. I'm right at a little bit less than an hour if you add in the 12 minutes from, uh, me trying to stream at the anointed time of 7 p.m. my time, or 8 p.m. Central or Eastern. I'm at an hour. It's hot here. The weather has finally moved through. I want to crack some windows open, get some of that fresh, cool air coming in. I'll sleep like a baby tonight. Tonight's offering for my outro is a song I wrote probably earlier this year. Once again, I use an AI song generator, or music generator, I should say. And I'm proud of it. I really, really love how this one turned out. So let me pull it up here. The song is called The Divide. I hope y'all enjoy it.
We built the world between us side by side. Two voices loud, one single fight. We swore we'd never lose this ground, but now you stand so far, so proud. Was it the words, was it the pride, was it the moment we refused to hide? Lines were drawn, walls were raised, and neither one of us could change. Now there's no divide, too wide to cross. The battle scars, the love we lost, standing firm on separate sides. No way back, no compromise. I hear your voice in memories now, but oh, the time has turned, the echoes loud. Every step that leads me on is another step where you are gone. Will we always be strangers now? Will the fire fade, or will it burn out? Would you fight for us or walk away? Or is this the price that we must pay? Now there's no divide, too wide to cross. The battle scars, the love we lost, standing firm on separate sides. No way back, no compromise. Now there's a divide, too wide to cross. The battle scars, the love we've lost, standing firm on separate sides. No way back, no compromise. Now there's no divide, too wide to cross.